Hey guys, welcome back to another installment of 3D Point of View. Saw Transformers 5 on opening day, and because of the weather and all these things, I couldn't record on the exact day because of the sound quality. So I'm bringing to you this as soon as I can. Like most of all, I grew up with the old Transformers movie from the 80s, and I was really looking forward to another Transformers installment. Hopefully they would turn things back and get it back to what it was from the first installment as Transformers 1. And I got my hopes up, I'm not going to lie. I went to the movie with an open mind, and I just expected so much of this. I expected that big turnaround from Michael Bay and something that would blow all of us away and get us back into the franchise. I'm going to start off with my positives before I get into the actors themselves. And if it's one thing, the Transformers franchise is known for its beauty on screen, and this is one of the installments where they did not deviate. I want to believe this is an improvement from Transformers 3 and 4, because in this one, I could actually see the robots, how their parts come together and they turn into cars and back to robots, and that was real cool. The movie itself was bright and very colorful, and it has to go down as one of the more beautifully shot Transformers movies after part 1, because this is the only part that I could actually tell and really see the intricacy in how the robots come together and their parts as robots making up cars. Mark Wahlberg as Cade Yeager, I don't know, I just think he's there just for the star power himself, and that's it. I don't think there's really anything else to this character. Basically, it's Mark Wahlberg playing Cade Yeager playing Mark Wahlberg, and that's how it came across for the entire movie, even the past Transformers 4. So that's all I'm getting out of Mark Wahlberg in this role. Stanley Tucci, I just think he's too good to be in this franchise, and that's it. I just think he needs to stop, and that's it on him. Anthony Hopkins is a kind of wacky character in this one, and I didn't buy into it. I know he's probably just having fun with this character and this franchise, but I don't think that this type of role suited him. I think he needs to stay away from these things. I know actors, they want like a breather and they want to do a fun role, but this just isn't his cup of tea, because I expect so much out of Anthony Hopkins. He's such a classy actor, and you just get out of it. Josh Duhamel returned as Colonel Lennox, and I guess this is their way of wrapping up his character by bringing him back so we could see where he ended up. And he's as cool as he could ever be in this role in Transformers 5, and that's about it. He was just the same person from Transformers 1 and 2 and I think 3, and this is their nice way of wrapping it up and showing you where he went to after Transformers 3. Laura Haddock as Vivian is basically just another Megan Fox in this franchise, and you could tell the type of actress that Michael Bay recruits. She has that bone structure, and she's tall, she's a model and all these things, and she's basically exactly what you expected. It hasn't deviated. It's just like different names, because she looks just like Megan Fox and the other girl from the past one, and it's exactly what you expect from Michael Bay. Isabella Monet plays a character by the name of Isabella, and she was basically thrown into every trailer, and she was the focus of basically all the trailers, and they were really pushing like this kind of female-led character in Transformers 5, and she was basically missing for half to 3/4 of the movie. They started off with like these kids, and she helped them get away from the robots in the trailer. You see them like in a big ballpark, and that's about it. After that, she meets Cade Yeager, and she just disappears until the 3rd act, which I really don't understand, because if you took her out of the movie, it doesn't change the story of the movie in any way. So I don't understand what was the purpose of throwing her in there. So the main characters themselves, the Transformers. Finally, let's get to the Transformers, right? And you would think that by now they would understand that we come to the movies to actually see Transformers. That's what we want. But what we got here was just another story about the humans, which is frustrating because there's hardly any Transformers in it. I'm going to get to the problems with Optimus Prime and maybe some stuff about Bumblebees just now, but there was limited Transformers. This whole movie was just around the humans. Cade Yeager, the little bits about this little girl Isabella, Vivian, and it's just kind of sickening. Anthony Hopkins and the pastor with Stanley Tucci. We just want movies about Transformers. Forget about the humans now. Okay, let's get to the big dog himself, Optimus Prime. Now, Optimus Prime was in every trailer. The movie was supposed to be focused around him. That's what they pitched to me in the trailers, and it was frustrating as hell, because we started off the movie where he's just floating around and he gets brainwashed, and he comes back in like the 2nd act for like 1 minute, and then you don't see him until the final climactic action sequence, and that's like in the last 2 hours and 25 minutes. After that point, that's when he comes back. And that's real crap, because everybody's favorite character in this is Optimus Prime. People who say it's Bumblebee, yeah, to hell with them. They only pretend it's Bumblebee because he's still the cool character. But it is Optimus Prime. And to just throw him out of it, you pitched him to me in every trailer. Why is he not in the movie? And the next thing is that when he is in the movie, he has like these horrible one-liners, and the dialogue for him and even the humans is so horrible. Everything is a one-liner. And it is even one part where Optimus is like, we're gonna steal it back from whoever, and I'm like, come on, are you really going to use the word steal? And you just say you're gonna take it back? It's simple little things like that that really threw me off and just took me out of the entire movie itself. Not that I was really into it, it just took me even further away from it. It's like, why would Optimus Prime come out and be like, we're gonna steal it back from Quintessa? No, Optimus would never say something like that. Okay, Bumblebee now. Bumblebee, he still couldn't talk. I mean, this is the 5th movie where he can't talk, and I can't figure it out. Why can't you get your voice back? 5 movies into it. And the thing is, Kate Yeager eventually gets like a voice modulator thingy to get him back his voice, and when he puts it in, it's like a female voice, so he speaks with it and then he rips it out because he doesn't want that. It's like, yo, you couldn't speak for so many years, be grateful, you'll figure it out somehow. And he rips it out. So at the end now, when Optimus is brainwashed and he's going, you know, in the trailer you see him coming out with that sword on Bumblebee. Bumblebee actually speaks, but the thing is, I saw you rip out the voice modulator thing, so how could you now speak to Optimus? It's like, are you crazy? Were you hiding your voice all the time? Or is that like your inner Bumblebee just coming out? And just because Bumblebee spoke to Optimus Prime, told him, you're my #1 friend or my best friend from however long, Optimus magically comes out of this trance he's in. And I was like, some real bullshit. It's like, what the f? If any of you are watching this and you know about editing and aspect ratio, then you would have seen one of the biggest problems I've ever seen in a movie when it comes to aspect ratio. Aspect ratio is basically when you have like a wide screen, which is kind of thin and then it's wide, but then there's a full screen. And this movie kept jumping from widescreen to full screen like consistently within. It's not even an action scene, you know, like in the regular movie, you'll have it widescreen, and then when you go to a big action set piece, you just jump to big screen, so you get that theatrical feel. And this movie just kept jumping in between, and it was like for regular conversations. Michael be like, he's crazy, I don't know, but that shit was distracting, and that took me out of the movie in a big way. It actually started to give me a headache. Another thing is, the movie just kept going from scene to scene. It felt like it didn't have any kind of fluency to the entire movie. It was just like little scenes put together. It's just like what happened in the scene is only being done so that we could get to the next scene. And throughout the entire movie, it felt like so many little mini movies, so many mini 2.5 minute scenes that just made up the entire movie. And that it was a bit nonsensical. I'm not too sure if that's too strong of a word, but it was nonsensical to me, because everything was just like, let's do this, run here, so we could actually get to here. Now run here, so we could get back to here. And like, there's no point to that. Like, just put everything together and let it flow. So Transformers 5 is named The Last Knight. So they actually had this thing from back in the day with Lancelot and all these knights and everything. And they had a backstory for Bumblebee, who's supposedly, he was supposed to be in World War I, fighting as that same robot, but Bumblebee. I'm not too sure what they're trying to tell us, but the thing is, I could distinctly remember in part 1, Transformers 1, Bumblebee and Optimus Prime came down to Earth, they scanned cars and trucks, and they became those characters. So how do you expect me to buy into Bumblebee being in World War I, and you tell me that he just can't remember? I'm not a fool, I'm watching these things and I expect continuity between all these movies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just not going to throw stuff out the window and be like, well, you know, it's Transformers and it's big action and we should forget about dialogue, we should forget about continuity. It's like, no. You set up something in part 1, you followed on part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5 now, but you just expect me to forget about it. You expect me to believe that Transformers were around in like the Knights and the Round Table and all those things? No, I'm not going to buy into that. My overall thoughts. Now, I have my phone in my hand because I have so much to say. I mean, this is going to be a long review and I just don't know how to actually chop it down, but there's so much horrible stuff in this movie and it's just so distracting. I have a headache and I just couldn't take it anymore at the end of the movie. So I'm just going to go through it and keep it short as possible. One of the things I took away from this movie is a world building movie. Everything said in this movie and done in this movie is to just set up another movie, and I don't think we need that. If you take a page out of Marvel's book, you could see they could build a movie within itself and contain it within itself. You don't need to have another movie to set up the other movie. Like, focus on what you're doing and get this movie right. As I said before, this movie is filled with horrible dialogue from the humans, from the TRF force, that is Colonel Lennox, and TRF. I'm guessing TRF is short for Transformers, and they named the anti-transformer force TRF. Like, that, does that make any sense? Even the dialogue for those guys was horrible. The dialogue for Megatron was horrible. The dialogue for the Autobots was horrible. The dialogue in the entire movie was horrible. Just filled with one-liners and crap dialogue. Now, the kids who were in the trailers, you see the kids in like the big stadium and all this, they were just in the movie for 5 minutes, and you sold me on these kids so hard, and they were just in 5 minutes in the movie and we never saw them again. That's like the equivalent of clickbait on like a thumbnail, and you see like all these girls and them in these videos on the thumbnails, and when you click on it, it's like nothing, it's crap. And that really annoyed me. I went through the entire movie trying to remember, like, why aren't these kids in the movie? Why didn't we focus on kids or something like that and forget about Kate Yeager and all these other humans? We could have done something like that instead. There was also a scene where the humans negotiated with Megatron to release more Decepticons, and it's like, since when do humans negotiate with Decepticons? I just don't understand that. That does not happen. Why do the Autobots have two John Goodman lookalikes? Can you please tell me why there's robots with bellies and bears and these things? What part of the what part of the car that they transform into supposed to fill out a bear and become a belly? Please, somebody explain that to me. Like, why do Autobots look like John Goodman? On that same note, why do the other Autobots and the other Decepticons look so much like humans? It's like they have lips and they move like mine. Like, their lips move like their eyes move like mine. Why do the robots look so much like humans? It's like they have ears and they have lips and noses. Why? That does not make any sense. And this has gotten, well, in part 1 it was okay, but every movie it seems to be getting worse, and I just cannot buy into that. After all these movies, how do they expect us to buy into Earth being Unicron? How do you expect me to believe that? I cannot. I just can't buy that after all these movies, and you had the Allspark and the Fallen and all these other things, and I cannot buy into planet Earth being Unicron. That it was just never that way, and I'm not going to buy into that, no way, no how. Another thing this movie did was try to set up Bumblebee so that they could push his solo Bumblebee movie, which is supposed to come out in like a year or two. And I mean, it's not that bad because Bumblebee is still a likable character. He's not my favorite character, and most people, as I said, their favorite character is Optimus Prime, but they pushed him a little too much, and I think they needed to just let his movie happen because it's already sold. It's going to be a Transformer movie, so it's going to make close to probably 750 million internationally. So we don't need you to push this on us. You just need to focus on this particular movie and build this movie into like a turnaround from all the other bad movies that came before. Okay, I'm gonna try to wrap it up. I must say, why can't we just get a Transformer-centric movie, like a movie or reboot it from like with the cartoon from the 80s, remake that into a live action movie? It's like, why can't we just get a robot-centric movie? It's like, forget about the humans. Let's focus on Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, get rid of the John Goodman robots, and you know, like, bring characters that we actually know. You got Hot Rod, who was cool. He looked cool too. And forget about the Ninja Autobots. And then, like, I'm not going to buy into the Ninja Autobots had on like jackets, and it's like, guys, what part of the car are jackets? It's like, no. And let's figure out a way to get back Starscream and Megatron together, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Hot Rod, and a couple others. If not, let's move on into Beast Wars. Like, let's go to another planet or something like that and go into like the Beast Wars direction, because all the fans want is good robot movies, and it's kind of getting frustrating. It's like, forget about the humans now. It's just like, leave that behind and let's move forward with Autobots and Decepticons. Okay, I can keep going on and on and on about how frustrated I am with this movie, but for my score, it's going to be a 2 out of 10, and I'm only giving it a 2 because visually it was good. I'm not going to say it's like the best thing in the world, but visually it was good, and the sound quality itself of the movie, it was really good also. And that's about it. There's nothing else that really appealed to me. There was no chemistry among the humans, which I really don't think we needed anyway. We could forget about the humans. The Optimus Prime with his one-liners, and it's like, you're not the Optimus Prime I know and I want. And Bumblebee not being able to talk after 5 movies. That is frustrating. And Megatron being able to negotiate with humans is like, that is crap. Starscream, they threw in his head, but he wasn't in the movie. I wanted him back, and I'm just tired of it now. And I really think we just need a turnaround or a reboot. We could give Michael Bay a rest and let's move on. Let's go on to another planet. Beast Wars. Let's do something different. Give somebody another try in the director's seat. Let's actually move on. And yeah, 2 out of 10. That's the best I could go with this one. Alright guys, thanks for checking out another installment of Training Point of View. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below on your thoughts on Transformers 5 and this horrible franchise and what it's become. Hit that notification bell down at the bottom so you get notifications anytime I post new videos. And as usual, see you again.
Baby, I'm not moving on. I'll love you long after you're gone.